Like your stomach is the size of your fist, like whoever you are. If you pull up a fist, that's the size of your stomach.
Okay.
But of course, it's elastic, it stretches and all of that.
Yeah.
But the point is, you don't need a lot of food to fill up the space. It's just now the quality, you know what I mean? That's why salads are so filling, certain salads. You have a bunch of tomatoes, you have a bunch of stuff on there. Like a dunga, but you're fruit, like you're satisfied. You know what I mean? Because
You've just stepped into An Empty Street, a podcast where we casually engage in difficult conversations about relationships, wealth, and health. We are just three curious gentlemen who ask questions almost about everything, and our aim is to find answers from others and within ourselves. We sit down every week to explore unaltered conversations. So let's walk the talk together, and welcome to the Empty Street podcast.
In 3,
2,
1.
We rolling.
Welcome to the Empty Street podcast. We're back, man, with another one.
we're live, another day, another week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still running with the
The same guest.
same guest.
Still had a lot to.
And if you've noticed, we're still wearing the same clothes, so don't be surprised if you see this 2 weeks later or what.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're still wearing the same clothes as the last one.
yeah.
It's magic, or it's just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Nothing much.
But
But yeah,
then,
if ever you didn't see the last episode and you don't know who our guest is, if you are new to watching this episode, like
please.
this is your first episode to watch, I'll just let him introduce himself
Now,
briefly.
Nceba. Some of you know me as Jackson, but Nceba. I was the guest on the previous episode.
Yeah.
which you can go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
Highly
Go back-
recommend.
go
If
back
you
and
haven't
watch
watched
that.
it,
Yeah, for sure.
just go back and
Pause
watch
on
it.
this one.
Yeah.
Start with that one.
Yeah.
Pause on this one.
But then otherwise, chance, big the situation I start to notice recently, which maybe during the day, I will have a breakfast, right?
Okay.
Then having a breakfast. Then later, making heavy lunch, he's eating lumber too much,
Okay.
right? Then he's eating lumber too much. Then in terms of buying food, heavy food,
Yeah.
right? Then masing ile heavy food is ukuthi ngiyasinda. Then from there series of udli kota or papa or even rice. Then maybe mix with veggies or even meat inside.
Okay.
Then from there, heavy sleep until you get tired. Even the shoulders they get heavy. So now I started even asking, because manje singizwa ngizizwa ukuthi yabo now I'm constipated. Right? Then now asking a question with, Kahlahle, what's the impact that food have
On your health.
empilweni? Do we have to eat a lot, or do we have to just eat that portion of food just to make sure that we have just something?
Yeah.
Okay, just to answer your question quickly.
Yeah.
What most people don't know is, like your stomach is the size of your fist, like whoever you are. If you pull up a fist, that's the size of your stomach.
Okay.
But of course, it's elastic, it
Yeah.
stretches
Yeah,
and all of that.
Yeah.
But the point is, you don't need a lot of food to fill up the space. It's just now the quality, you know what I mean? That's why salads are so filling, certain salads. You have a bunch of tomatoes, you have a bunch of stuff on there. Like a dunga, but you're fruit, like you're satisfied. You know what I mean? Because the quality of what you just had. Out there, you don't need you know
That
what I'm
large
saying?
food,
Nah, you don't really. It's just the size of your fist. That's all. That's really how you should look at it.
But now abanye abantu
Yeah, you can go.
so abanye abantu bayibuka ngale ndlela nene. Imagine if uzodla ama-salad, then ama-salad maybe the same mix salad,
Yes.
right? Or mix fruits.
Yes.
Because abanye bakhona ukuyidla as a lunch. Mixed fruit, it would look light at the same time mangena, then it holds.
Yeah.
Right? Best we check if maybe I will eat papa, maybe namatam, or maybe nescope, into different, you wait yakona ifan.
For sure.
But even no last hour kona kufana, check abanye abantu now, mabazodla badla
But
adla
now,
ngelunch
back-
udlela ukulast
Yeah, okay.
wangithola ukuthi I know ukuthi ngidla isikopho maybe nepapa ngelunch I know ukuthi uzongilast until later but now having ama fruit veg or fruit salad veg ayingilast until later yangithola in an hour also then singilambile
Is that what I'm saying? Like quantity and the quality.
Quality, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The differences. What you've just said, in a way, said.
Sure.
That's why after a meal like that, like I don't know how to explain it, but we are tenga.
Yeah.
You'd rather go sit
Yeah.
down somewhere
Yeah.
under the shade.
That's what
you
we
know
were
I'm
saying about it.
The day is done.
I
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas when you go for quality, like, okay, cool, I'm trying to cram as much into a small meal as possible.
Yeah.
That's one of those things like people should look at nutrients and the density in terms of like the meals.
Sure.
The nutrient density in a meal or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what we were saying off camera, how a steak
Yeah.
is as nutritious as a
whole
bunch of
plate of
stuff.
meat,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like 10 bowls of beans. That's one steak, you know what I mean? 5 bowls of broccoli, that's one steak, you know what I mean? So just that, going back to like a ball of, the ball of your fist. If you have a steak, you're having a quality. It's a quality meal, even though it's just a steak, maybe with the mashed potatoes or whatever. But that's quality.
But now having a natural steak as a raw meat
Nah.
instead of having a steak that has a lot of spice, which one would you say is better in terms of
Sea salt.
nutrition?
Usually, like even in the restaurants, they use sea salt
Yeah.
and like pepper, which is peppercorns that they'll grind up onto. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they use sea salt on it. You don't really need, you don't really need much. Now, Kona, again, with people who like medium rare or whatever, the bioavailability in meat, it's once you cook it, you have to cook it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once it's still raw, there's still blood. You're not getting as much as you should out of it. I know it tastes terrible or whatever what people say, but you have to actually cook. Yeah, you have to cook meat to get as much out of it as possible. Yeah. The bioavailability of the
Like,
nutrients.
I want to actually say, this just goes back to the whole stomach thing. Like, another thing is that food is not marketed in that
Okay.
way. You were saying, obviously quality. Quality would be the portions we're talking about right now. But you can go on YouTube, you can go on TV, wherever. Gaula is not marketed in that light. This is all you need.
Like courses.
They
bunch
don't
of
say
stuff.
this is all you need.
Yeah.
So it's always a thing with these either 3 courses or even like the fast food joints.
Yeah.
Even the fast food joints, bro. They're not gonna
give
just
you a bunch of stuff,
they just give you a whole bunch of stuff that your stomach doesn't need. But now you obviously now being conditioned. It's propaganda. You think that this is all you
You need
need.
a lot of food.
This is what
As
you need.
told.
So
it's always
don't
about
freaking
people.
leave.
You told.
We were talking about like cooking, abu papa, na.
And that's the thing, like going like way back. Agriculture is a fairly new like concept. We would have berries and stuff like that on your way to a hunt. You know what I'm saying? You're going to find that ibex or whatever that thing is in the wild. So as you're tracking there, you come across berries, you come across, you know what I'm saying? That stuff
And it lasts you the
wasn't.
day.
Yeah, that stuff wasn't a part of our diet like that. Yeah, and until agriculture, where we now domesticated animals, and then of course certain crops. Otherwise, we were fine with just meat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were fine with just meat
And it was more raw meat.
because it's game. You know what I'm saying? That you're eating something that's out there. You know what I mean?
wild.
It's an athlete. Yeah, that thing. There's no fat on it. It's lean. It's as lean. It's lean meat.
Either it's a prey or a predator, but it's
You understand? But it's lean.
healthy.
Giraffes, things like that.
Yeah.
Those things are lean. There's no fat on it. It's not like a sheep or, you know what I'm saying, a strip of beef.
And going back to what he mentioned, I'm just not sure if it was on camera or off camera about how chicks are exposed to a certain type of light so that they think it's during the day. Was it you or you?
Chickens.
Yeah,
it was
chickens.
him.
Chickens,
Yeah.
So like I was saying that there's like chickens that get grown under lights, like UV lights.
Yeah.
So that light then obviously it's basically telling the chicken that it's still daytime.
Yes.
So it behaves
Basically,
as
the
if,
blue light.
Yeah, the blue light. So it still behaves as if it's during the day
Yeah.
when it's supposed to be sleeping.
I feel like-
So
I feel like
even when it
So
comes to
what they
producing
do
amakanda,
is they make it believe that it's always during the day,
So it's
so that
always
it
working.
produces and
Yeah,
to
so
make
it's
up
always
for
working.
sleep.
Yeah.
They inject it or
Yeah.
feed it
Steroids
whatever.
or
I think
stuff,
the
yes.
Leo example is too deep.
Yo.
Hey, because you do know what they threatened to kick SA off Codesa and whatnot because we weren't importing chickens. Which we don't need to import chickens. We've got our own poultry farms and whatever.
A lot.
But it just goes to show what the stockpile they had in terms of them producing these chickens.
all about
for
quantity,
for consumption in terms of like. Otherwise, we don't need to that process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then
So,
Mike, going to food, ne? Does it affect? Is it food affected by the way we cook it or what we add? Maybe
Yes,
in
it
terms
is.
of
Yes, it
onion,
is.
in terms of oil, sugar, salt.
Yes. Because, hey, how do I put it? Certain oils, for instance, when you fry something in there, what happens now is you degenerate, like some of your cells. It's degenerating, you know what I mean? It's bad, like certain oils, like, dare I say, things like sunflower oil or whatever. That's why canola oil, extra virgin oil, avocado oil, oils like that are more on the expensive side because those are oils that they're good for you.
Quality. Goes back to what you were
Exactly,
saying,
yes,
quality.
yes.
Yeah.
Even if you have something that's been fried in there, it tastes completely different.
Different. Oh,
To
They
what
don't, they don't
use.
behave the same.
They don't.
Yeah, they
You
don't
know what I'm
behave
saying?
the
They
same.
don't behave the same under.
They don't behave the same.
certain
Did you
heat.
notice the difference when I was using canola?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a difference, like between when you're using the sunflower oil versus
Certain things are more palatable.
same
Yeah.
It's more palatable.
Yeah.
Like there's a better taste even
Yeah.
in your mouth aftertaste.
like you can
Yeah.
taste the
Taste it.
rawness.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even olive oil.
Olive
Because I
oil,
once use it. Then I see, especially threads, I was using olive oil. Then you can taste the difference, especially when you make eggs, because eggs the
Exactly.
smell and the taste is just
Yeah.
out there. So when you taste it, you can easily taste that this is different oil. Then a lot of people that are suffering from this disease that is caused by sugar, salt,
High blood,
high blood,
diabetes.
yes,
like
a lot of that,
diabetes, yeah.
which now it impacts a lot of people because they are getting that through what? Food.
Food, yes. That's all it is. Really.
Yeah,
It's
so you
just food.
see, it goes back to, I don't know who I told this about, like when you say that, because most people will say a healthy lifestyle is expensive. Like
Okay.
eating healthy is expensive. And I'm like, look at it this way. If ever you're saying it's expensive now, but look at the future.
run.
How
But
how
that's
much
the
it's
thing.
gonna cost you to go to these doctors to heal whatever disease that has been caused by eating cheap or eating food that's not of
Processed foods.
good
Processed
quality.
foods,
Yeah,
But that's the thing. It's not even expensive because it's substitution, right?
yeah.
Instead of buying those 12.5 maize meals, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna buy something else.
Yeah.
You're gonna stock up on something else. Be it legumes, be it like we discussed, semolina, certain wheats. You know what I mean? You're substituting. You're saving money by not.
Opting for that.
Yeah.
Are we still running?
7
No, we're here. It's a grand.
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, you're saving money by not buying certain things in favor of other things. You know what I'm saying? You don't really need to now buy what you used to buy.
Yeah,
Plus,
it's a replacement.
you're replacing basically, yeah. Instead of like normal sugar, white sugar or brown sugar, you buy date sugar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
How is it expensive?
Yeah.
You just got something else.
It's just a substitute.
Yeah, you're just substituting.
And if you buy what you need, it's not really like
Exactly.
expensive as we say.
Exactly.
Because
It's not.
normally you say food is expensive because you end up overspending on things you don't need.
You don't
really
need,
on
yeah.
your plate. Yeah, for sure.
Trolley into any basket say or your trolley is like packed. Half of that shit.
It's not necessary.
Saturated sugars and
Farmer
fats. and-
biscuits, I'm a chocolate.
Yeah.
You don't
all of that
need
stuff.
that stuff for sure. So that's really all people need to do. Just figure out where you can substitute.
Yeah.
Because again, the diet thing, it's not a diet. This is the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? It's a
It's a
lifestyle.
lifestyle.
You
When
have
it's a
to
diet,
decide.
it really sounds like in doing
It sounds,
He has
nah.
a period.
You have to understand this is what you're
Yeah.
gonna do until.
Yeah.
That's how you maintain. You know what I mean?
So I
Like-
guess as masikhuluma ngokudla then mawuzofaka phakathi right mokungena emzimbeni kuhamba konke nebody idila nangomqondo because okunye angithi vele kuza la right then now you get the chance now because umqondo plays a huge role because we once had the episode whereby now we were comparing which one is important between the body and the mind right now once we are talking about food which it plays a huge role in for your body and the mind right and at the same time the mind it needs that fresh air to breathe try to close all the noise that is around the city right now having maybe a quiet place like this where you have trees you listen to the birds
The vibrations and everything,
yes.
And
The
this one
impact.
DJ Swahaki.
Yeah, the nature aspect.
And sasibuza ukuthi
Some
khamba
sorry.
but
Being in
manje
nature.
it's
We
like
need
we
that,
are
though.
closer to them and like we're getting
Yeah.
different vibrations like
Yeah.
it's
Like you
The energy
appreciate
is
the tree.
that
He was
different.
basically
Sure.
appreciating a tree.
Sure.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
think about how many trees you see in the city. You're
It's
just
not
covered
enough.
by shade. And it's not tree shade.
Yeah.
It's building.
Yeah.
Young son, every corner is a building. It's a building. Yeah, you appreciate them when the sun is hot. But when you look at it in terms of oxygen,
Sure.
there's none. Dog. Yeah, there is, of course, Valley. It's just part of Valley, you know, the ecosystem and stuff. But and shit.
Yeah,
it's
and
not
like you
fresh.
can feel it from your nostrils.
Yeah,
ukuthi
it's not
you're
fresh.
breathing something different now
Yes.
when you're
It's not
surrounded by,
Yeah,
by
for sure.
stuff like
Fresh.
this.
I remember skating like AMP, Pumalang, there's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of power stations.
Sure.
So my sinuses used to act up way more. Now, hardly, in fact, hardly. Let's get it. Every day I didn't realize that it was actually caused by the environment
The atmosphere.
until I stepped out.
Okwanje most Mpumalanga bayabasa too much.
Yeah, like
They
my
do
power
awful.
stations. And,
Yeah, power station,
and
nalo
coal,
basa,
yeah,
coal, yeah,
basa and all of that. So all of that air just gets stuck. Konara. And then I'm sure they also like Mabatipa, like the itaf
Yeah,
from
itaf.
Oh, yeah.
extracts from digging mines.
Yeah.
They drop it around neighboring
Yeah, the area.
areas that they obviously own or they're renting or whatever, because they don't really clear that area. They can shut down like shafts and all of that shut down, but that rubble stays there. So it's not like they take it with them.
And it's toxic waste.
It's toxic
Yeah, it's
waste.
toxic
dog.
waste,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's toxic
Toxic
waste.
waste.
So stuff like that I only realized when I stepped out. And then I'm like, yo, when last did I actually breathe?
That's crazy because then when I go to the Eastern Cape, like the first 2-3 days, I'm just gonna have a runny nose
Yeah.
because I'm actually breathing.
Yeah.
Crazy, yeah. Because it's
Clear.
the climate over there is a lot different. It's
different.
near the
Yeah.
ocean. It's a lot of trees.
Yeah.
So the air over there is like, yeah. When I get there, my nostrils
Sinus is
everything.
clearer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, yo, okay, I'm actually breathing now. Versus like when I'm this side. What you're saying,
The air.
the air
is
being
different,
messed
dog.
up.
It's thick.
And like it's crazy how we for instance, when I grew up the Eastern Cape, so I know the life there, and then the dream is like moving to a more modern lifestyle, like a lifestyle where it's a city or where it's a bit busy and like whatever we see on TV or what's being advertised, and you wish to go and stay there. And then once you go and stay there in these cities, you realize ukuthi
It's not what
it's
it
busy. For instance, what I was
It's not
saying,
what it
ukuthi, what I realized from going home last weekend is that I the first thing that I noticed is that I didn't realize how much I missed the
silence.
space, the
The
silence,
space, yeah,
and
the quietness,
and the peace.
yes.
The tranquility.
So when we are in metropolitans, we get caught up in whatever we are doing, and we don't care about what we can breathe or the amount of peace we can get from the natural environment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Caught up in the hustle and bustle.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I want to
every
get
day,
it.
bro.
Yeah.
Every day, even when you're not supposed to. You remember what I was saying earlier that like I don't even feel like stressing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not
Because of where you are.
Yeah,
it's
because
not
of where I
worth it,
am.
man.
Bro. It's not like I don't have things to worry about.
Yeah.
But right now, man, I feel like you know what, I do it on a daily.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it gets
I
to prove
deserve.
how advantageous our primates were, like not having to have all this noise that we have, and to them it was their everyday life.
Yes.
And I can imagine the amount of peace that you get if this is your everyday life, where it's quiet, you're just listening
Yeah.
to trees, to insects, and
Just imagine after
Even if it's
birds.
after a long day at work.
After
or
a
whatever,
long day,
this is what you're coming
yeah,
home
yeah.
to.
If this is what you're coming home back
It's
to,
like,
and
yeah.
it gets to show you how much important nature is, whether it's what you are consuming with your mouth or just what you're consuming with your ears, and looking
It
around,
makes sense,
being surrounded by green, being surrounded by flowers, and all those things.
Life.
Yeah,
yeah.
life.
being surrounded by life.
Exactly.
By life. I think they are
All these things are breathing also. Be part of
Yeah.
the ecosystem.
Yeah.
We are,
Yeah.
you know. It's
I
life.
think
They feed off of each other the
Yeah,
way
we
you're
do
feeding
also,
off
yeah,
of
other
them.
Yeah,
ones also.
yeah,
We
and
feed
also
off
I
them.
mean,
Exactly.
even if you can go back, the food you eat also feeds better, I believe, in these type of environments compared to just having, what do they call those
You can even
gardens
see
that
like
they-
with sheep, domesticated sheep, like the wool is better like the more they walk. If you don't walk your sheep, the wool is just terrible. But if they walk there, the wool is you know what I'm saying? So what you're saying, everything feeds off of that energy. Yeah.
wabona umuntu onemoto ne uthi imoto yakhe masengekho grand ngwambona kuba ngathi akekho right ngathi uyagula imoto mangekho grand uyabona ukuthi ngathi khona into ayiluzayo uyangithola. But now as wena umuntu ongenayo imoto, you get to understand ukuthi imoto eyi-one onayo umzimba wakho. Uyangithola. Yiyo i-asset onayo right now ukuthi khona ukuthatha today ula ukhona today la uhleli khona. It's because of your body. You understand? Your mind. So izinto ezi-essential ukuthi you need to take care of. Uyangithola. If now it needs ukuthi at least take that time just for yourself, ube selfish as well. Sometimes being selfish is not like ukuthi awona ndaba namanye abantu, but you need just to think about yourself.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand? Into ezikanjalo. So yiyo leyo one of the case ukuthi le body esinayo, we need to take care of it. Sinakekele, nurture it, same as the mind. Because
That
la ufuna
prevention is
ukuya
better than
yes,
cure. You know?
yes,
Yeah.
Like right now, whilst you still have your health, you know,
yeah.
just
Yeah.
make sure like you
You
take
do your
care,
best.
you
And
maintain.
no matter how much you want to like be
Indulge,
successful, just know that like you want to get the bag, and you constantly busy, you're constantly chasing the
There's
bag.
rich people who give you all their money for your body. dog.
Exactly. That's what I was getting
take
to.
that
That's what Naval Ravikant always says, that a rich man only seeks for one thing. A rich sick man only seeks for one thing.
Health.
For that pain to go away.
That's it.
So you could prevent that, as you're saying, Witty, prevention is better than cure. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, those sounded like last words.
Yeah, no.
With us not even knowing.
Yeah,
But I
and then-
think with this episode, it wasn't mostly about advising people to do this or do that, or like prescribing a way you should live your life.
Yeah.
But it was like
Nah, by all
unpacking whatever we know, unpacking whatever we feel and think or have been taught is a genuine
questioning-
lifestyle to
questioning
have,
how we've been
and
conditioned.
compared to how we were conditioned.
Yeah. We're just questioning how we've been conditioned. It's not like we do any better. We're still trying to
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah.
So, but it's worth thinking about. So we mustn't just be oblivious to it and just pretend that shit is not in our faces.
Yeah.
It's
It's
here.
Yeah.
It's here.
It's
It's
So
here.
why
And
not
there's some
question
people
it?
who have not realized it.
Yeah.
And by watching this episode, will be like, oh shit, this is exactly how I feel. Or take a step back and be like, yeah, this is exactly how I feel. And maybe they decide to take a break from whatever busy life they have, or if it's a matter of what they are eating, they just
seek more knowledge into understanding how food really impacts who we are, because all these two things contribute to your health in a way that whatever you get sick with, it's a result of either
One of the
or.
two.
Yeah. So but if you like the conversation, just don't forget to click the like button. And if you'd like more of these conversations, or you want to be notified whenever we drop one of these conversations, click the red button, subscribe, and then next to it there's a bell. You just click that bell as well, so that you're notified every time we put up an episode. But thank you for watching till this far. As you always say,
Take care of yourself and take care of each other and take care of your pockets.
This is the Industry Podcast, and we're signing out.
Yeah.